Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Champion Car Wash Field, where tonight the Roseburg Indians will host the Crater Comets for Game 2 of our doubleheader as we get ready to go for the nightcap. Roseburg winning Game 1 14-2 on top of Crater, starting out the season with a bang and getting on top of things early on, getting a good start to their season. Dominic Tutone, a nice performance on the mound, and we will see who goes for Game 2 for Roseburg. Warming up in the bullpen, giving us an idea right now. It is a right-hander, and that is Austin Takahashi. Looks like going to be our starting pitcher for Game 2 for Roseburg. We are still waiting for starting lineups to make their way up to us as teams start warming up down on the field. Roseburg in white, Crater in their orange tops here today as both teams come in wearing orange and black for their primary colors from their two schools. It's been a while since these two teams met. We talked about it a little bit with head coach Troy Thompson in our pregame show before Game 1. As we welcome you into our pregame show in between games as we get ready for Game 2. The pregame show is presented by Roseburg Disposal. Let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal. Call them at 673-7122. Roseburg's Troy Thompson, head coach, there talking about how this is kind of an old matchup from the old school Southern Oregon Conference. I remember when I first started calling Roseburg baseball games on the radio here in Roseburg, that the season usually included a trip and a stop by Crater's Anhorn Field and a visit from them up here. So it is an old school matchup there. We had it during the football season. It was a lot of fun to have Crater come up here. That Comets football team, a very good one, and a number of the players from that football team on the roster printed out, but not here today, it appears, with Crater for this matchup. So they're a little bit short-staffed, it would seem, for the Crater Comets for today's game against Roseburg as we get this season underway. It has been a quick turnaround for sports teams. We want to see kids playing as many sports as possible, getting as many opportunities after having a couple of, especially for spring sports athletes, a season taken away from them, as well as time that has been missed because of the pandemic. And for the seasons this year, if you are a multi-sport athlete, you got to be mentally prepared and ready to go. Not a lot of downtime. Roseburg football wrapped up their season on Friday at Springfield. That gave you Saturday, Sunday, Monday to get ready for today's doubleheader against Crater to start the season. So it is going to be a quick turnaround. And when the season ends for Roseburg baseball and for other sports here in this Season 3 that we're calling it, it'll be a quick turnaround to go from that to Season 4, hopefully, where we're hoping we get a chance to see things like wrestling and basketball, swimming, all of those sports taking place. But we will continue to keep our fingers crossed for that as we wait for more good news on the pandemic front for those sports to get an opportunity to play here coming up in the future. We are waiting on starting lineups to make their way up. We may have to go with it on the fly as we get into Game 2 of our doubleheader. And the esteemed Carmen Finlay is out there, I think, trying to track down some rosters and lineups for us here for the second game of our nightcap. So if we get those, we will pass those along. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. Joey Kieran here with you. Want to remind everybody, if maybe you're just tuning in as you might be getting off of work, tonight's Roseburg baseball game is streaming with video online at 541radio.com. So if you are heading home tonight after a day of work and you want to tune in and watch some Roseburg baseball from the comfort of your own couch, you can do so by finding us at 541radio.com. Click on anything that says Watch RHS Sports or Watch Roseburg High Sports. You'll be able to find the streaming page there. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score on YouTube. Subscribe there. You'll be given notifications every time we go live with our YouTube channel there. We cover Roseburg High School baseball throughout this baseball season and try to cover other sports when we get the opportunities to do so. And so you can follow it there on YouTube. And if you've got it up on your YouTube channel, you can also then stream it on your big screen TVs and find other ways to make that happen. So a lot of options for you there to be able to follow the action. And streaming of Roseburg High Sports is presented by Renco General Contractors, who specialize in industrial and commercial construction. So whether you're building from scratch or maybe it's time to expand or remodel your current building, at Renco there's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco. We continue on with the Roseburg Disposal pregame show for game number 2. Stick around. We've got more coming up for you. We will take a look at what's coming up on the schedule for Roseburg baseball, and hopefully we'll get a chance to get the starting lineups from our 2 teams here for game 2 coming up here momentarily. Stick around. Roseburg baseball coming at you today. The season opener, beautiful day for baseball, a little chilly, a little breezy, but the sun is shining, and we are playing. Happy about that here from Champion Car Wash Field. Back with more of the pregame show after this 2-minute break here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil at regular price through the end of March and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and our 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change, get one free through the end of March at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube next to Champion Car Wash.
And we welcome you back here to Champion Car Wash Field for Game 2 of today's doubleheader between Roseburg and Crater. Joey Kieran with you. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Getting ready for Game 2 of our doubleheader tonight here on the season opening day of baseball for Roseburg and Crater. Game 1 lopsided for Roseburg, winning 14-4 to start things off. And now we'll get ready to see what Game 2 has in store for us between these two teams. Coaches are exchanging starting lineups down at home plate. We will get ready for today's game. We will take a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for Crater as they get ready to take the field. Head coach Jay Campbell putting together today's starting lineup for Crater. He'll start off with Jared Weber at the top, again playing at shortstop. Brandon Tibbles will start or hit second, starts at third. Hunter Chubb will play in center field, batting third, followed by the DH, Caleb Randolph. Trent Schwab is the left fielder. He bats fifth. Quay Lundeen catching again in game 2, hitting sixth. Damon Kendrike is the first baseman, batting seventh, hitting eighth, and starting at second base will be Lane Magerly, coming off the bench here and getting a start for game 2. And in right field, it's going to be the pitcher from game 1, Cole Eldred. He did a nice job in relief for Crater. He will move out to right field here for game 2. That is a look at your starting lineup for Crater as they get ready to hit. Roseburg will take the field as they go out looking to start out the season undefeated with a sweep of Crater here with game 2. For Roseburg, their starting lineup will have Austin Takahashi on the mound for game 2. For the battery mate behind the plate, Knox Hubbard will be catching here in game 2 as we look around the diamond for Roseburg defensively. At first base, Dominic Tatone will stay there after coming off of the mound. He moved to first base in game 1. He will stay there for game 2. At second base, it's Watson again, Sebastian Watson, starting at second. At shortstop, Dawson Gillespie. At third base for game 2 is going to be Jordan White. He pitched in game 1, gets a start at third base here for game 2. In the outfield from left to right for Roseburg, it is Garrett Schultz in left field. In center field will be Logan Klopfenstein. And in right field is Garrett Zyman. And that is a look around the diamond for Roseburg defensively here as we go to the top of the first inning between Roseburg and Crater. Game 2 of our doubleheader just about to get underway after Roseburg takes game 1. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. Leading things off will be Jared Weber. He had a strong game in the opener, drawing walks in every one of his at-bats. He'll lead things off for Crater against the righty, Austin Takahashi. Right-handed thrower, left-handed batter, but on the mound he will bring in the right-handed throw. Takahashi missing outside. A 1-0 count to start here against Jared Weber. Weber going to blast one towards second base, but Watson ranging up the middle. There has it and sends it over to Tatone at first for out number 1. And that is the first time that Jared Weber has committed an out in the doubleheader so far.
Next batter, number 24, the third baseman.
One away, but nobody on. Batting second is Brandon Tibbles, playing at third base here in the second game of our doubleheader. The left-handed batter swinging through strike 1. Tibbles was at second base as the starter there in the first game of our doubleheader. The blankets are coming out. Remembered that I have a portable heater here in the booth that I had forgotten that I always store up here. A little out of practice being up here at the press box at Champion Car Wash Field. But on sunny days like this, you still need a heater sometimes because it gets a little chilly up here in the booth and with that wind blowing through. At the dish, it's a 1-2 count here for Tibbles. He'll hit one softly left side, but with enough zip to get through the gap at short and third. And Tibbles gets a 1-out single to left field, putting a man on for the Crater Comets. The wind heard me talking about it. It starts picking up just a little bit. One away, one on. And batting at third is Hunter Chubb, starting in center field after being the starting pitcher in game 1. That did not work out well for him. First pitch misses for ball 1. Chubb in the first game of the doubleheader. Well, get to that in a moment as he grounds one up the middle. Taken by the shortstop Gillespie, who will turn two. Steps on second, fires over to Tone. A 6-3 double play will wrap things up. Was going to say that Hunter Chubb was 1 for 2 in game one with an RBI single, but he grounds out up the middle for a double play, and Roseburg able to get through the first inning with no damage. For Crater, no runs on one hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the first. After a half, it's 0-0. Roseburg coming up to bat here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
First batter for Roseburg, the pitcher, number 14.
We head to the bottom of the first inning. Roseburg baseball tied 0-0 in a scoreless game against Crater. Coming up to bat for the first time, it's Austin Takahashi who will swing at the first pitch of the inning. Fouls it out of play for strike one as we get things underway. We'll take a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup here in just a moment as Takahashi leading things off. He'll face off against Caleb Randolph. They had him listed as the DH on the lineup card, but in fact he is the starting pitcher, so not hitting for the pitcher or for another player. He's hitting for himself. Foul ball down the left field side for the left-handed hitting Takahashi, who is the starting pitcher. Takahashi started out game one with a extra base hit over the left fielder's head. Gets underneath another one here, fouls it off, stays alive with the 0-2 count. Ahead in this at-bat for Randolph. Foul off again as Takahashi battles. Oh-2 count to the leadoff man. Austin Takahashi will run around the defense as rest of your starting lineups here in this bottom of the first. The 0-2 high and away for ball one. 1-2 count for Austin Takahashi. The rest of your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for Roseburg. You've got Sebastian Watson starting at second base. And batting third is going to be Dawson Gillespie at short. As a ground ball right side picked up there. And the throw to first is in time. As making the out is Lane Maggerly. Throwing over to first on the 4-3 putout, one away. Sebastian Watson will bat with one out and nobody on. First pitch outside for a 1-0 count. So we had Takahashi, Watson, Gillespie waiting on deck, the shortstop. The first baseman, Dominic Titone, will bat fourth, followed by right fielder Garrett Zimet. At catcher, Knox Hubbard will bat sixth. As a strike on the inside corner, evens it up 1-1 here for Watson. The left fielder, Garrett Schultz, will bat seventh, followed by the third baseman, Jordan White, hitting eighth. And the nine hitter is center fielder Logan Klopfenstein, who will round out the starting nine for Roseburg. No DH used by the Indians. A 1-2 count on a breaking ball called for a strike against Watson. 0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the first inning. The 1-2 fouled off, and Watson will stay alive. On the mound again is Caleb Randolph for Crater. Battery mate behind the plate is Quay Lundeen. We'll get you around the diamond in a moment. As the 1-2 pitch misses, evens it up 2-2. Randolph's 2-2 pitch bounces in as he slips on the mound. Seen a couple of Crater pitchers do that so far. At first base is Damon Kindrick. At second base, it's Magerly. At third is Tibbles, and at short is Weber. As we look around the diamond there, coming up on a full count pitch here for Watson. And time called before the next pitch gives us a moment to tell you in the outfield from left to right. Trent Schwab, Hunter Chubb, and Cole Eldred. Ball fouled back. We'll keep going with the full count. We got into the mid-60s today here in the Umpqua Basin. My phone was still saying mid-60s when I last checked it. I'm not sure if that's 100% accurate. Full count pitch, fouled off, stays full count. Full count pitch yet again for the two-hitter with nobody on and one away in the bottom of the first. Got behind this one, Watson, out towards right center. And tracking that one for the catch is Hunter Chubb for out number 2. Following that one all the way into the alley there. Hung up in that air and the Gulf Stream there, up there in that wind stream. Boy, it has been blustery here today. Makes it 2 down with nobody on and brings up Dawson Gillespie for Roseburg. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Roseburg Baseball is brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit now at Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. Tapper in front of the plate, back between the mound, took a weird hop at the throw to first. A nice stab at that one by Kindrick. And Kendrick will make the grab. That ball took a weird hop off the turf. Randolph fielded it, but made a tough throw for Kendrick to be able to get to, able to reach his arm up around to get to that ball and secure it for the final out. A 1-2-3, bottom of the first inning for Roseburg. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're scoreless through 1 as we go to the second. 60-second break. Be back with more of the action on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Contractors, formerly known as RE Noah, are the experts in industrial and commercial construction. With over 50 years of combined experience, Renco General Contractors is Douglas County's building leader when it comes to commercial construction. From turnkey construction from the ground up, tenant improvements to seismic upgrades, Renco is an authorized metal building dealer dedicated to providing our community the highest quality structures. They also specialize in steel fabrication and welding. Call Renco today. There's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco.
Leading off the top of the second inning now for Crater, the pitcher number 7, Caleb Randolph.
Back here at Champion Car Wash Field for the top of the second, it's the starting pitcher for Crater, Caleb Randolph, who will lead things off. A 1-0 count goes to 1-1 on a strike thrown by Austin Takahashi, Roseburg's starting pitcher for Game 2. So far, scoreless ball game. Takahashi misses with a breaking ball upstairs for ball 2. One hit in the game for Crater, none for Roseburg after 1 inning of play. Ball fouled away by Randolph, evens things up. Here in the second inning, you've got Caleb Randolph at the plate, Trent Schwab waiting on deck. And your third hitter due up will be Quay Lundeen, the catcher. Two-two pitch fouled away. Just getting a piece of that one to stay alive was Randolph. He had a big hit in game number 1. He got Garrett Ziman all twisted around out in right field, had to chase around a ball, got to third easy. The relay throw back in, kind of offline. And he thought about taking home, and that was the wrong decision for Randolph in game 1. And here in game 2, strike 3 called on the outside corner. Got him looking. Randolph will go down. First out of the second inning. First strikeout for Austin Takahashi in the ballgame. One away. Trent Schwab will bat, the left fielder. Swing and a miss at that first pitch. Schwab in the opener. Batted in the 8th position, was 1 for 2 with a single. The 0-1 pitch. Good zip on that fastball from Takahashi. Couldn't place it on that one, though. High and inside to even things up at 1-1. First chance to see a lot of these pitchers. And Takahashi, just a sophomore at Roseburg High School this year. Misses low and outside. Ball goes to 2, or count goes to 2-1. Breaking ball upstairs. Well ahead in the at-bat now is Schwab at 3 balls and 1 strike. Takahashi out of his windup will fire in and misses up near the eyeballs for ball 4. First walk of the game issued by Takahashi. Schwab will be the second base runner on for Crater in this contest. Game 2 of our doubleheader. A runner got on in the first for the Comets, but then cut down with an inning-ending double play. And we're looking at a possible similar scenario here in the second inning. Takahashi out of the stretch will face Quay Lundeen, the starting catcher for game 2 as well as game 1. Fastball misses outside for a 1-0 count. Damon Kendrick, Lane Magerly, 7 and 8 hitters next in the lineup. Another pitch misses for Takahashi. Taking it to a 2-0 count. Out to the mound will go Knox Hubbard for Roseburg to have a quick conversation with Takahashi. Last inning, it was Brandon Tibbles on at first after a 1-out single, and then Hunter Chubb grounding a sharp ground ball to Gillespie at short, and he was able to turn that 2 on his own as a 2-0 count goes to 2-1 on a low fastball from Takahashi. Quay Lundeen letting that one go by. The 2-1 pitch catches the outside corner this time, and after that quick meeting on the mound, Takahashi has found his groove. Two-two pitch in the air to right field. Was on his feet. He was flat-footed at first, and now Ziman having to chase this all the way to the warning track. Crater looking to try and take an early lead. The runner going to the plate. The throw not in time. Up to third will go Lundeen. A double for him. Driving in a run. Tough read out in right field for Ziman. Fighting against that sun. He's got the glasses on and everything, but that ball right at him, he just had a hard time reading the trajectory of it. Had to chase it down. His throw in goes to second. Lundeen was already getting into the bag, and Roseburg had a chance to try and get the runner at home. But Schwab just beats out the throw in for a 1-0 lead for Crater. They've got a man at third with 1 out. And up to bat is Damon Kendrick. Kendrick with a 1-0 count. The relay throw went to second base from Zimet there, and I understand the reason for that. But I think with the way that ball was hit and the way that Zimet was reacting, the runner, Trent Schwab, thought that that ball was going to have a chance to be caught. Ended up going over Zimet's head in right field. And so it was a late break on the ball by Schwab, and if Roseburg had thrown to the plate instead of going to second, they might have had an opportunity to get the runner at home, but instead they were just a fraction behind. We have a pause in the action here as Austin Takahashi, he said he kind of was indicating that maybe it was his calf on his plant leg. That would be his right leg. Maybe a tweak or something that he felt there. He's going to take a couple of practice throws. Out there with him is pitching coach Richie Charles, surveying things for Takahashi, and I think Roseburg's got a guy up and throwing in the bullpen, and that is Evan Corbin, and they may be making a change. Takahashi is going to come out of this game. I think they were unsure if they wanted to keep him in or not, and they might have just been working to get Corbin a couple of extra warm-up throws in the bullpen. But they make the change. Evan Corbin will come over and take over for Austin Takahashi here in inning number 2. A quick change here. Might have been prompted by an injury or a health concern there for Takahashi with his leg. So he comes out of the game as Corbin takes over. We'll take a quick 60-second break as we get a call to the pen here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The new pitcher now for Roseburg, number 7, Evan Corbin.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Well, the call of the pen will wrap up the day quickly there for Austin Takahashi. He's done after an inning and a third. He gave up 2 hits, right now credited with 1 run against him. 1 walk and 1 strikeout for him as he exits early in this contest. Evan Corbin will take over. It's a 1-0 count against Damon Kendrick. And coming in, Evan Corbin will fire the first pitch in for strike 1. Runner at third base is Quay Lundeen. A ground ball towards second. The throw to the plate. The ball there juggled and it gets away. Unable to field it cleanly at the plate. Knocks Hubbard on a low throw from Sebastian Watson. He got the throw there in time, but it was in the dirt and unable to field it cleanly and apply the tag was Hubbard. A run will come in. 2-0 Crater in front. And on at first base will be Damon Kendrick with an RBI fielder's choice. First pitch in for a strike now against the 8-hitter, Lane Magerly. The second baseman did not play in game 1. Swings and fouls off the pitch for strike 2. 2-0 lead for Crater. They did not lead in all in game 1 after Roseburg scored 12 runs in the first inning. The 0-1 pitch. The hitter 0-2 pitch. Hitter goes around for strike 3, and that is the first punch out for Evan Corbin. 2 down here in the top of the second inning with Crater leading 2-0. A man at first base, and the 9-hitter Cole Eldred will stand in. First pitch. Corbin comes in firing some bullets here. Gets a strike on the inside corner at the knees. Mentioned in game 1, he is a quarterback for Roseburg High School on the football field. Strode off a strong arm. We had the other quarterback, Dominic Tatone. They both got time out there on the field this year for Roseburg. Tatone was the starter in game 1 and got the win. 0-1 pitch here for Eldred is high. 1-1 count. Wind really picking up here this evening at Champion Car Wash Field. The 1-1 fouled back by Eldred. A ball and 2 strikes, trying to get out of things here in the top of the second inning. Roseburg trailing 2-0 now against Crater. Ground ball chopper having to charge in is Watson, and his throw to first is going to be there in time. Final out made. Roseburg gives up 2 here in the top of the second. Crater with 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no Roseburg errors, and 1 man left on base. We'll go ahead and head to the bottom of the second inning for you as we continue on with Roseburg baseball today here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
A mother.
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
for every storm,
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
My family.
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Heading to the bottom of the second inning as Roseburg and Crater squaring off. It's 2-0 the score. I've been told that I need to put an error in my scorebook. They're much more defiant about things here than they are during the Legion season. But that throw to the plate that bounced in, allowing Quay Lundeen to get in safely. An error on that throw to the plate that got dropped by the catcher on a low throw that bounced in. So we'll adjust that with an error there for Roseburg. Second inning here, our score 2-0 Crater in front. It is Dominic Tatone leading things off. The 4-hitter for Roseburg, 4-5-6, heart of the lineup due up here. Swing and a miss by Tatone. We'll give him a 1-1 count. Facing off against Caleb Randolph. Roseburg with a pitching change in the second inning. Randolph, the 1-1. Softly lined towards left field, will get in for Tatone. Chasing that one, Weber had a shot to maybe get there, but he just wasn't quite quick enough. That one loops into left field for a base knock, leading things off here in the second for Roseburg. First hit of the game for the Tribe in the nightcap of our doubleheader. Tatone on at first with nobody out, and that'll bring up Garrett Zymet. First pitch in the dirt to Zymet. Playing in right field. Waiting on deck, the third hitter due up this inning is Knox Hubbard, the catcher. Check swing, pitch in the dirt, juggled around behind the plate by Lundeen. Kind of popped down. It was down in the dirt, popped up. He juggled around with the bare hand and pulled it in. 2-0 count for Zimet. Right down the middle for strike one. At first base is Tatone. Randolph will give him a look before he comes set, working out of the stretch. Kicks and fires and hits the outside corner with his breaking ball. So then the debate was not that it was an error, but who's the error on? Is it on the catcher who couldn't handle the pitch, or the second baseman that threw it in short at the plate on that score that came in for Roseburg? Pitch outside. Full count now for Tatone. I've got one other resource to check here. Got the Game Changer account for Roseburg, so we can check in on the online feed there and see what they've marked it down as. 3-2 pitch, ball four, missing just a bit too far inside, and that'll be a walk issued for Garrett Zimet. Runners at first and second now for Roseburg.
Next batter, number 4, Knox Hubbard.
Bringing up Knox Hubbard. First three hitters to the plate with nobody out. Here in the second for Roseburg, Hubbard 1 for 1 in game one. Had a double and drew 2 walks. He'll square to bunt here. It goes back to the mound. They'll go to second for the first out, and it is in time to get Zimet, who trips over the bag as he goes in standing up. That'll go down as 1-6 on the putout for Zimet. Up the third base goes Dominic Tatone, and Hubbard able to get on at first with the fielder's choice. So the sacrifice bunt, actually, well, it will be a fielder's choice. But the attempt at the sacrifice bunt for Hubbard, it does work in the fact that it moves a runner into scoring position. Unfortunately, not both of them. One out with 2 on. Runners on the corner. And it'll be Garrett Schultz batting for the first time here in 2021. Schultz starting in left field here in game 2. Did not play in game 1. Starts off with a 1-0 count from Randolph. He'll take at the knees right over the heart of the plate for a 1-1 count. And wouldn't you know it, Roseburg didn't have an error marked down on that play on the throw to the plate. Everybody's got their own interpretation. A throw down to second with the runners on the corners. The throw by Lundeen is not anywhere close to the bag, and Knox Hubbard will get the steal. If that is still Knox out there running, I'm not sure it is. That is Carson Dunn out there running for the catcher, the courtesy runner. So Dunn gets the stolen base to get him into scoring position. 2-2 count at the plate now for Schultz, the 7-hitter. Bounces outside in the left-handed batter's box for Caleb Randolph, and that'll take the count full. Full count pitch with 1 away and runners at second and third. And it's inside for ball 4. Drawing a walk will be Schultz in his first at-bat. That's the second walk issued here in the second inning by Caleb Randolph. His first 2 walks of the game. Bases loaded with 1 away, and it's going to prompt a visit out to the mound for the Crater coaching staff. Roseburg Baseball today is brought to you by Good Vibration, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. And by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. And of course, if you are looking to get away as we start getting into the warmer months, you make sure you get in contact with Flyaway Travel. Their travel experts will help you with your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. Give them a call at 672-5701. Bases are loaded, and the 8-hitter to the plate is Jordan White. Only one out here in the second for Roseburg. White gets underneath the pitch into shallow left field. Could be a chance to try and drive in Tone. At third, that ball drops in left field. Runners will be moving. A force out at third, and safe at third base is the call. That will be an error in left field. And White will get on at first. Scoring is Tone. Roseburg on the board in game 2. Bases still loaded. Logan Kloffenstein, the 9-hitter, will stand in. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. A 1-0 pitch from Randolph hits the inside corner. One pitch, fouled in the air down the right field side and out of play. It's for strike 2. So that'll be an error on the left fielder. Carson Dunn up to third base. The ball bounces in, and bases loaded. Nobody takes off, so everybody will stay put. So you've got Dunn at third, Schultz at second, White at first. A 2-2 delivery from Randolph. Tapper backed between the mound. They'll tip to the plate, and the tag applied. Dunn tagged out. Force out at the plate, but they go with the tag. Second out made. Still a 2-1 ball game. Crater in front as they cut down the runner at the plate. So 2 down. Everybody moved up. Base is still loaded. Schultz at third. White at second. Kloffenstein at first on the fielder's choice. In the top of the lineup, Takahashi. No, it'll be Evan Corbin batting as Takahashi had come out of the game. RBI opportunity for Corbin. A 1-1 count for him. Evan Corbin playing at first base in game 1. And he was 0 for 3. 1-1. Inside corner called for a strike. A ball and 2 strikes for the pitcher, Evan Corbin. Did he go around? No, he did not. That pitch low and outside for a 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Corbin batting with the bases loaded and 2 down here in the bottom of the second. That time he goes around. He couldn't hold up on the outside pitch. They went right back to it, trying to get him to chase, and he does that time around. First strikeout of the game for Caleb Randolph, and it's a big one. Bases left loaded for Roseburg in the bottom of the second. They do cash in on 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 Crater error, and 3 men left on base for Roseburg. Go to the top of the 3rd inning. It's a 2-1 ball game. Crater in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Joey Keyran here with you from Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field. Roseburg trailing 2-1 against Craters. We go to the top of the third inning. Today's baseball game has been brought to you by the Smile Station, your destination for aesthetically crafted smiles. Don't forget, today's game is streaming online at 541radio.com. You can watch the action live for free thanks to Renco General Contractors. First pitch of the third inning, the leadoff man, Jared Weber, will collect his first hit of the season. After walking 3 times in the first game, Weber will reach and pokes one out to right field for a leadoff single to start things off for Crater here in the third inning. 1 on with nobody out. First pitch high and outside to the left-handed hitting Brandon Tibbles. He had a single in the first inning, finding the gap between short and third. With a runner on at first, Gillespie playing closer to second base, so that gap between the bags, between second and third, is still fairly significant. Strike taken by Tibbles as Corbin appears to be attacking that outside edge, which could lead for the hitter going that direction. Throw to second as the runner takes off. If Gillespie hangs on, the runner is out, and he does. Perfect throw by Hubbard. He has cut down a couple of runners at second base, and he has done it looking good. Gillespie getting his glove in the exact perfect location, and that ball just on target. At the plate, Brandon Tibbles tried to protect the runner by swinging at a pitch way outside the zone. It didn't change anything in there. He swings at another one outside the zone for strike 3 as Corbin gets a punch out, and quickly there are 2 down here in the third inning for Crater. 2 strikeouts in the game for Evan Corbin so far. He'll face Hunter Chubb, the 3-hitter. First pitch inside. Corbin came in for Austin Takahashi, who pitched just an inning and a third. Left the game in the second. It looked like maybe a calf issue there, some cramping or some tightness, and he left the game, probably out of precaution there for Roseburg. So Corbin took over in the second inning. Since then, he has faced 5 hitters. He allowed 1 hit. Ground ball here. Softly hit towards second baseman Sebastian Watson, who's there for the out. So he fires over to Dominic Tictone to make it a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. Roseburg looking to make up a run, down 2-1 against Crater here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Contractors, formerly known as RE Noah, are the experts in industrial and commercial construction. With over 50 years of combined experience, Renco General Contractors is Douglas County's building leader when it comes to commercial construction. From turnkey construction from the ground up, tenant improvements to seismic upgrades, Renco is an authorized metal building dealer dedicated to providing our community the highest quality structures. They also specialize in steel fabrication and welding. Call Renco today. There's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Yeah, as soon as this gets done.
out the bottom of the third inning for Roseburg, it'll be number 2, Sebastian Watson.
Back here for the bottom of the third inning, Roseburg trailing 2-1 against Crater. A 3-0 count here to the leadoff man, Sebastian Watson. Will be a strike from starting pitcher Caleb Randolph. Still on the mound for his third inning of work. Allowed 1 hit so far to Roseburg and 1 run. Strike taken at the top of the zone by Watson. After getting ahead 3-0, he finds himself now with a full count, leading things off for Roseburg. Standing in some shadows on the mound, Randolph will deliver low for ball 4. And a leadoff walk issued for Roseburg. Always love to see those for the team that you're rooting for. Leadoff man on base. Roseburg baseball today. It's brought to you by Tim's Appliance at the corner of Lane and South Stevenson. Roseburg, 0% financing always available. Leadoff man on, nobody out here in the bottom of the third. It is a 2-1 ball game between Roseburg and Crater. All the scoring in the second inning so far. First pitch to Dawson Gillespie, missing outside for ball 1. One-0 count. Throw over to first. Ooh. He had beaten the runner with the throw, but the tag was not applied quickly. So back in safely goes Watson, the second baseman. Pitch outside for a 1-0 count, or 2-0 count. Breaking ball high and away. Didn't really have a ton of movement to it. My phone's saying that it's still 64 here in Roseburg today. Randolph delivers in the air for Gillespie out towards right field into foul territory, and running out of room will be Eldred. So two balls and a strike here against Gillespie. Bottom of the third, Roseburg down by a run. Game tying run on at first right now. Strike on that outside corner, throw down to first. Not in time to get Watson out there. Two count for Roseburg's 3-hitter. Gillespie checks swing. Did not go around. The pitch outside, count will go full. So here comes your 3-2 count to the 3-hitter. Runner going, pitch outside, that's ball 4. And so not a stolen base for Watson. The walk will move the runner over to second. Back-to-back walks to lead off this third inning. And things could be brewing for a big inning for Roseburg if they can start getting the bat on the ball. And before Dominic Titone can step in and hit, a visit to the mound here for Crater's coaching staff. Gives us a second here to remind you that Roseburg Baseball is brought to you by Current Orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile means a confidence inside and out. You can give him a call. That's Dr. Peterson at 541-672-5721. Also, Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or visit them at Fire. Give them a call at 541-459-1545. So Roseburg here at home today, taking on Crater. Roseburg will be on the road for their next 3 games after this. A doubleheader at North Medford Saturday, and then a single game at South Medford on Tuesday next week, and that'll be played at Harry and David Field down there in Medford. Our plan is to make the trip for those games like we normally would, and we will confirm those here in the next day or two to make sure that we have clearance with all the safety protocols. Squaring to bunt, Tatone will take, but it is strike one. No. They put down a ball on the scoreboard here. I thought that was taken on the inside corner for a strike. Tatone squaring to bunt again, and that one he fouls away. Runners at first and second. Roseburg trying to execute some small ball here. It is an 0-2 count. Roseburg trying to get the small ball going. Move both runners into scoring position with, at the moment, nobody out, but if you can get that sacrifice bunt down. That ball fouled away there by Tatone. Swinging away. And now he's down. Well, he's got the 0-2 count. That's why he's swinging away there. Two strikes against Roseburg's cleanup hitter with runners at first and second after a pair of leadoff walks to start here for Caleb Randolph. And he gets a breaking ball to hit the outside corner for strike 3. Picking up the punch out there, his second of the day. A big out needed there for Crater.
Next batter, number 8, Garrett Zyman.
Runners at first and second, but one away. A ground ball could spell the end of this scoring threat for Roseburg. Down 2-1. Zyman will swing and miss at the first pitch. Caleb Randolph out of the stretch. Ground ball up the middle, could be 2. Stepping on the bag as he recovered the baseball and over to first. Weber to Kendrick, and that will wrap things up. Smooth play out at second base. He was standing on the bag as he reached for that chopper up the middle. Weber, some smooth moves for the final 2 outs, and that'll wrap up things in the bottom of the third. Roseburg lets a scoring chance go by. They trail 2-1 as we go to the fourth here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, "Hey, where did you get that great smile?" And for you to be able to say, "At Current Orthodontics."
Still a 2-1 ball game in favor of the Crater Comets, who try to get a split here in the season opening day for both of these programs. Roseburg baseball coming at you. Let's take a quick pause for a station identification. This is Roseburg baseball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Leading off the top of the fourth inning now for the Comets, it'll be number 7, Caleb Randolph.
Caleb Randolph will lead things off against Evan Corbin here in the fourth inning. Randolph struck out looking his first time up. First one misses for ball 1 as we get things underway here. High and inside for Corbin, who's out there. Corbin has pitched an inning and 2/3 so far. Randolph, Schwab, and Lundeen, the 3 hitters due up this inning, have all still not faced Roseburg's second pitcher of this game. As the ball fouled away, a 2-1 count. Wind really picking up here through the baseball diamond. Loving to blow things around in the booth. 2-1 pitch is in the dirt for Corbin. Falls behind 3-1. Randolph, the starting pitcher for Crater, looking to help himself out and get some insurance runs here on a 2-1 lead. We'll take a strike on that outside edge. Using every bit of that baseball and that rubber around the plate there. Corbin getting this to a full count. Ground ball towards short. Dawson Gillespie in front of it. And a strike across to Titone. A smooth-looking 6-3 put out on a chopper towards short. Had to charge in on that one, but played it smooth. Gillespie making the out. Trent Schwab will stand in for Crater. He is 0 for 0 in the game with a walk and a run scored back in the second. Part of that 2-run inning for Crater that put them in front. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. So far in this ball game, Crater with 2 runs on 2 hits. Strike across again makes it actually make that 2 runs on 3 hits, I should say. Strike across, 0-2 count here, and now fouling one off to stay alive. Schwab down that third base side, hitting that pretty sharply there. Got around on it. Stays an 0-2 count. 2 runs, 3 hits for Crater. And trying to get that punch-out pitch on the outside corner. Couldn't get it called this time. Corbin out of his windup will rock and fire, and he gets the breaking ball, swing and a miss. Out of the dirt, the throw down by Hubbard. He'll get it down there for out number 2. Another strikeout for Evan Corbin, his 3rd of the game. 2 away, and Quay Lundeen will bat. Final hitter to see Evan Corbin for the first time in the ballgame. Lundeen had a double to right field on a ball that crossed up Garrett Zimet. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. It was just a shot right to him, fighting the sun out there. Zimet didn't know that ball was going to be quite as deep as it was, and it carried over him, and he had to chase it down. A swing and a miss for Lundeen. Needs to tie his shoes again, apparently. He's got himself an 0-2 count. With the ball behind his back and now into his windup, Corbin fires strike 3 on a breaking ball. Got him standing there like a statue. Lundeen goes down looking. 4 strikeouts in the game for Evan Corbin. And Roseburg's pitchers have struck out 5 total. A 1-2-3 frame there for Corbin. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Roseburg trying to get their offense going once again. Trailing 2-1 against Crater here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Through 3.5, Roseburg down 2-1 against Crater as they come to the plate here in the bottom of the fourth. Joey Kieran here with you. Today's game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by Dr. Lanson Randall, open and accepting new patients. Call them at 541-378-6694. Start off with a 1-0 count here for Knox Hubbard, the left-handed hitting catcher. He's looked real solid behind the plate here to start out this season for Roseburg, I feel like. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Want to see him get things going a bit with his bat at the plate, but defensively he has looked sharp behind the plate for Roseburg. Always good to have a good backstop back there. Softly hits one to the mound, knocked down by Randolph. He'll throw over to first, a little low, but Kindreich able to pick that one up, no problem, getting it into the glove. One away. 0 for 2 now in the game for Hubbard. Garrett Schultz will stand in. The left fielder has been on base once in this game, drew a walk back in the second inning. His first action of the year, obviously only one game into this season so far. Schultz did not play in the opener of today's doubleheader. 1-0 pitch to him, gets underneath the ball out towards right center. That could be some trouble out there. The right fielder tracking it though, will get there in time. That ball hanging up just a bit too long as Eldred will get there for out number 2. Two down. And up next will be Jordan White. Reached on an error by the left fielder in the second inning. A ball that was popped up, looked caught, but then just missing the glove for that left fielder. That's Trent Schwab out there. First pitch, a breaking ball that misses outside for a 1-0 count. That ball in the air out towards right field. And on the run, Eldred will make another catch for the final out. 1-2-3 frame answering what Roseburg's defense did in the top of the inning. Crater comes out and does the same in the bottom of the fourth. Through 4 innings of play, it's still 2-1. Crater in front of Roseburg as we head to the 5th here on 541radio.com and on The Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Heading to the 5th inning, today's baseball game brought to you by our friends over at Roseburg Disposal. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Roseburg Disposal, 673-7122. And by Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. First pitch of the 5th inning, a chopper towards short. And up with the play. is Dawson Gillespie. He'll retire Damon Kendrick, who stepped in and goes down after just one pitch. So defense starting to get into it. The bat's heating up a little bit, making contact, putting the ball in play, and making guys have to do something with the glove. One away. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up here in the 5th inning, with Roseburg trailing 2-1 against Crater in this matchup. Lane Magerly stands in. The second baseman got handcuffed on that one, jams it, and sends it into foul territory for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Magerly struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning against Evan Corbin, who's still on the mound working for Roseburg. Corbin missing a bit high for a 2-1 count. Crater trying to get their first win after losing 14-2 against Roseburg in the first, and Magerly's going to pull one down the left field line. Cutting it off is Schultz. He'll hold to a long single on that ball. And Magerly, the second baseman, gets a 1-out single down the left field side. Well hit ball there, getting around on that inside corner. That is the 4th hit of the ball game for Crater. 1 on, 1 out. Magerly, a junior. It's a ball fouled off by Cole Eldred, the 9-hitter. Crater's going to be on the road for their first 4 games of the season. They'll play at Grants Pass coming up on on Saturday. Ball fouled off again by Eldred. Gives him a 0-2 count as he falls behind. They'll play at Grants Pass for 2 games on Saturday, doubleheader there. Then they finally get their home opener. They will welcome in the Ashland Grizzlies 1 week from today for a single game. The 0-2 from Corbin swung on, popped out of the glove with a man at first. That is strike 3. So punch out there. 5th of the game for Evan Corbin. A nice outing for him. 2 down. Top of the order here. Trying to leave a man stranded on base. Roseburg will try to get Jared Weber. He is 1 for 2 in this game. Strike on the inside corner. Corbin doing a nice job. Came on in relief, but I think he is, if you ask me, I think he's finding himself pitching a performance that could earn him a start at some point in the near future. Although that ball got away from him, sails all the way to the backstop. 1-1 count, and the runner moves up to second. Time called is out to the mound. It's going to go pitching coach Richie Charles out there to have a conversation, talk through some of the scenarios in this. Obviously going to be a season with a lot to learn for many of these guys. Many of them playing at this level, getting a chance to study with these coaches quite a bit more than they had in the past, working at the JV level for a lot of these guys. Some of them at the freshman level last time they were on the field. JV coach Justin O'Byrne doing a great job with that team throughout the years. Has had some pretty good records with that JV team throughout the years. Now those guys getting the big boost jump up here to varsity quickly. The 1-1 inside high, raising up the elbows, up out of the way. Jared Weber ahead, 2 balls and a strike. Man out at second base is Lane Magerly. The 2-1 pitch fouled away. Crater trying to add some insurance here in the top of the 5th. At the moment as it stands, it looks like we are headed to a full 7-inning contest. Only played 5 innings in game 1 after Roseburg put up 12 in the first inning. And 1 in 5 thanks to the mercy rule. Here in game 2, it's been a tight affair. And it looks like we're headed towards 7 innings in this contest. As a pitch high again, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes for Weber. Only a one-run ball game. Crater would like to blow it open a little bit, put a crooked number up there for the lead. 3-2 pitch, swung on in the air out towards left. Camping underneath it is Schultz, and he is there to squeeze it for the final out. Roseburg, I believe they will strand a man out at second base for Crater. And they get out of that inning. No runs on one hit. There were no errors for Roseburg. One man left on base. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Still a 2-1 ball game. Looking to get into this one. Roseburg trying to tie it up or take a lead. We return on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Going to the bottom of the fifth inning, Roseburg trailing 2-1 against Crater. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. Stick around for the post-game show. We will name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. We will do that for every game throughout this season, and each game's Player of the Game will be awarded a gift certificate to Mountain Mike's Pizza. Find Mountain Mike's over off of Harvard, there by Roseburg High School. I have had the pizza. It is tasty, that is for sure. I could go for some of that right now. I think that'd be fine, but you guys don't want to hear me chew on the radio. First pitch in for Roseburg's Logan Klopfenstein. High in the air down the third base side. On the infield grass, Tibbles will take it. Klopfenstein will fly out to start off the inning.
Next batter, number 7, Evan Corbin.
That ball skied up in the air. Been seeing those tough with the wind here today. Top of the order, it's Evan Corbin, who took over for Austin Takahashi, who left the game early. Appeared to be because of maybe some calf discomfort, muscle discomfort there. Corbin took over on the mound, takes over in the batting spot. He lines this one down the line. Stay fair. It will not. Just into foul territory. Only by maybe about 6 feet or so. Some action heading out to the bullpen for Crater. Looks like headed out there is Ryan Hill. And we'll see if he's headed out to just play some catch or if he's headed out to warm up and possibly come into the game as a pitcher. Still Caleb Randolph out there pitching for Crater. Randolph starting this game. He's allowed just one hit in this contest. A single by Dominic Tatone back in the second. High and inside to Corbin. 3 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff man with nobody on and 1 out. Bottom of the fifth, Roseburg trailing 2-1. Low and outside for ball 4. 1 out walk issued. Corbin on base for the first time here in the nightcap.
Next batter,
for Caleb Randolph. That is his 5th walk of this ball game. He'll miss high against Sebastian Watson, who will dig in. Watson 0 for 1 in the game, drew a walk in the third. Roseburg with some action in their bullpen as well. A lefty I believe that is Klopfenstein out there throwing. The strike taken by Watson. One delivery for Randolph. Inside, had him backing up off the plate. And I believe it looks like Ryan Hill out there throwing as an actual pitcher for Crater, not throwing as he's just getting loose to come into the game defensively. Pitch high. 3-1 count now for Randolph, and they may look to speed things up for Hill out in the bullpen for Crater. Three-one pitch for Caleb Randolph into his 5th inning of work. Fires over a bit high, but able to get to it. Kendrick, excuse me. They bring back Hill from the bullpen. It could be his time to shine here now as ball 4 issued by Randolph. Back-to-back walks with one away in the bottom of the 5th. Go-ahead run now at first. Does the coaching staff make a change? We're going to have a visit out to the mound, and we may just get a pitching change here. As the wind starts picking up, the wind of fortunes may blow in a new man on the mound for Crater here in the 5th. Runners at first and second. Coaching staff out there to talk with Randolph, and they're going to make the change. We've got a call to the pen here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Roseburg trailing 2-1 with 2 men on and just 1 out. A new man coming to the mound for the Crater Comets. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. It is Roseburg baseball for you today here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For more local sports coverage, CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
After the call to the pen, we've got Ryan Hill on the mound, a right-hander for Crater. Hill, a sophomore, will take over in a bit of a crunch time situation here. Bottom of the 5th with Roseburg down by 1 run. They've got the go-ahead run on at first, game-tying run at second. And coming up to hit will be the heart of the order, Dawson Gillespie batting with 1 away. Caleb Randolph done after 4 1/3 innings. He gave up just 1 hit during that time. 5 walks, though, 1 strikeout. He's only credited with 1 run so far, but 2 runners on base would go to his tally if they come around to score. Roseburg trying to get into this one. The first pitch from Hill, line towards center field. That's going to fall in. Runners got to get moving. And they're going to, oh, they've got runners off the base. Everybody got to head back. That ball got all the way to the backstop. And holding at third was Evan Corbin. Not sure if he didn't pick up the sign from Coach Thompson there. Thompson looking like maybe he wanted to try and have the runner go. So Gillespie will get a long single out to center field. And it's station to station for everybody else. Bases loaded with 1 out, 1 pitch in, and Ryan Hill now finds himself in an even tougher decision. Dominic Titone will bat. He lopes one out into right field. 1 run comes in. The go-ahead run will score standing up. The ball gets away, and nobody really there to get it. It'll trickle to the mound, and 2 runs come in on an RBI single by Dominic Titone to right field. And he'll put Roseburg up 3-1. or excuse me, 3-2.
Number 8, Garrett Simon.
Here in the 5th. Dawson Gillespie goes first to third, scoring with Sebastian Watson and Evan Corbin. Roseburg with 2 runs in the 5th. They take the 1-run lead. Got him on the corners with 1 out. Roseburg's been going after the first pitch so far from Ryan Hill. We'll see what Garrett Simon gets. He swings and misses at the first offer. Hill working out of the stretch with runners on the corners. Taking off at first goes to Tone. The throw to second. They will throw short, trying to see if they can catch the runner at third, trying to score. And they do not. Stolen base for Titone. At the plate, a 1-1 count for Zymet. Swings and fouls one off down the right field side. They're going to bring the infield in. The defense going to be playing up on the grass, quote unquote, at this artificial turf here at Champion Car Wash Field. A 1-2 delivery for Hill out of his windup, bounces it in the dirt. Sorry, that was a 1-2 count. Now it's 2-2. Roseburg taking the lead here in the 5th, trying to add to it. Bounce another one in for Hill. The count will go full. Crater scored 2 in the top of the 2nd, 1 in the bottom of the 2nd for Roseburg. They got on the board and cut the deficit in half. And Roseburg now finally breaking through with some of their offense, scoring twice here in the 5th. And now have runners at 2nd and 3rd. A 3-2 pitch, strike 3 called against Simon. He goes down looking. Second out, committed there at the plate. Knox Hubbard will bat, the lefty. 0 for 2 in the ball game, looking for a big hit here. Trying to get some extra runs for Roseburg. Pitch bouncing in. Runners all hold. At second base, Titone. At third, Gillespie. Some good speed on the bases for Roseburg. Hubbard, the catcher, takes a pitch that bounces about 4 feet in front of the plate. Roseburg baseball this season is presented by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. And by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit now at Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. Roseburg in front, 3-2 with 2 runs here in the 5th. A 2-0 pitch, and Knox Hubbard wanted every bit of that one, but he did not get any of it. Big swing and a miss out of the catcher. Finds himself with the 2-1 count as Hill will deliver. That pitch low, just below the knees on the inside corner. And it's a 3-1 count, hitter's option here. Trying to keep this inning alive for Roseburg. A walk would load the bases. Hubbard pulls at first base side. Going to take a couple of easy bounces down to Kendrick. And he will make the play himself at first. That'll finish it off, but Roseburg does take the lead with a pair of runs here in the 5th inning against starter Caleb Randolph, who exits the game and now will be on the hook for the loss, helping out Austin Takahashi for Roseburg. We go to the 6th inning. Crunch time here, still a 1-run ball game, but Roseburg in front on 541radio.com and on the score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Heading to the late stages of tonight's ball game, Roseburg in front, 3-2 after scoring twice there in the bottom of the fifth. As Crater comes up here to start off the sixth inning with the top of their lineup, it'll be the 2-3-4 hitters. Brandon Tibbles will start things off. The left-handed batter will hit one up the middle past the pitcher. Shortstop Gillespie gets it, and with time, will retire Tibbles at first. Charging hard to get to that one, Dawson Gillespie getting there and making the running throw from behind the mound to retire Tibbles. One down as we start things off here in the sixth. Hunter Chubb will bat 0 for 2 in this game for the center fielder. Evan Corbin still throwing for Roseburg. Gets Chubb to pop one high in the air up into that wind. And Roseburg's not going to be able to get to it. That ball falls. Nobody calling for that baseball. Nobody wanted it, it seemed. Nobody's sure exactly who had the best beat on it, and that will be a double for Hunter Chubb. One out and a runner in scoring position now for Crater. That'd be the game-tying run there. Streaming a Roseburg baseball today here on 541radio.com and on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel is presented by Renco General Contractors. Renco specializes in industrial and commercial construction, so whether you're building from scratch or maybe it's time to expand or remodel your current building, at Renco, there's no job that's too big or too small. You can build your success with Renco. And while we have a break in the action here after a meeting for Coach Richie Charles on the mound, just want to remind you and say thanks to everybody that helps support the sponsors that help support Roseburg High School sports here on the radio and 541radio.com. It's a ground ball, weakly hit towards short. Gillespie charging, makes a perfect throw to first. Tatone there to receive it. And Caleb Randolph will ground out 6-3 for a second time here in the ball game. Seeing one pitch from Evan Corbin, but moving up to third base goes the runner. Hunter Chubb's now at third. He's the game-tying run with 2 outs. Roseburg going to try and get Trent Schwab to commit the final out here and get him out of this jam. First pitch swinging and fouled back to the net. Want to say thanks to everybody that helps support our local supporters. Without their help of sponsorship of sports on the radio, we wouldn't be able to get out and do as much as we do, and so we appreciate that. Makes it possible, and we'd hope that you can help support them do what they do, and making that possible. It's a pitch high for a 1-1 count. Two down, a runner at third as Evan Corbin delivers in. Ball hit sharply past third, and Crater will tie it up here in the sixth. A 2-out single for Schwab. Picks up its first hit here in game 2 of our doubleheader and drives in the game-tying run, tied at 3. After Roseburg battles back to take the lead in the bottom of the 5th, Crater responds quickly and gets a run here in the 6th. Evan Corbin still on the mound for Roseburg as he will now face Quay Lundeen. He is 1 for 2 in this game with a double. Sharply hits one towards second, gets out of the box real slow though. And that gives Sebastian Watson plenty of time to retire the runner at first base. Well, a double on a ball that was misplayed in the outfield for Hunter Chubb leads to the game-tying run coming in. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no Roseburg errors, 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 3-3 ball game. The nightcap of today's doubleheader. Roseburg coming up to bat on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
It's Dale. Well, we go to the bottom of the sixth. It's been a back-and-forth affair here. Crater taking the lead in the second inning. Roseburg slowly clawing their way back, tying it up in the fifth. But now we've got a taking the lead in the fifth. And, well, now we got a tie ball game again as Crater fights their way back with a run in the sixth. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning, tied at 3. Roseburg leading off with Garrett Schultz, who will start things off. A pitch inside for ball 1. Today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. I read that too fast and got all tripped up on my words. It's 2-0 count for Schultz at the plate. Ground ball, left side, charging in to get it. Tibbles, the third baseman, over to Kendrick for out number 1. Kendrick at first. I'm butchering that last name for some reason here throughout the day. We've only been saying it for a number of years. That last name has been coming through that Crater area, Central Point there. 5-3 the put out to start things off in the sixth. Jordan White will stand in, at least the scheduled hitter. I believe that's him. He hasn't turned and shown me his number, and I'm just getting to learn his mannerisms. It is White, right back up the middle for a base hit into right center. That one cruising by the second baseman, Magerly. And then hooking towards right center for a base knock. One away, one on. First hit of the season for Magerly, or excuse me, for White. Hitting it past Magerly. And there is your go-ahead runner on base at first. Roseburg with one away against them here in the bottom of the sixth. Breaking ball misses low and outside. Ryan Hill on the mound in relief for Crater. And this one will go to the bullpens. We knew that for Roseburg, but now with that game-tying run coming across for Crater, starting pitcher Caleb Randolph is off the hook as a ball sharply hit down the third base line and beating out the throw to first. And awkwardly going across the bag for Logan Klopfenstein. He went bouncing up off that bag. That is always a dangerous looking play, but he seems to be okay. Got right back up. The luxury of youth. And a base knock for Klopfenstein gets him on for first and second now for Roseburg. So Roseburg with a bit of a rally here again in the sixth inning. Still thinking about that Klopfenstein play and how he didn't come away with some sort of injury from that one as a pitch misses outside for a 2-0 count. You're thankful that he didn't. Those are the kind of plays you see guys get hurt in at the big leagues. He was stretching out to get to that base a little bit faster and came down real awkwardly. Pitch low for a 3-0 count now for Evan Corbin, the leadoff man at the plate for a third time in this game. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. He has scored a run. The 3-0 pitch to him is in for a strike from Ryan Hill. Hill, the sophomore for Crater, taking over. You've got a sophomore and a freshman on this roster. 3-1 is low for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Second walk for Corbin on the afternoon. Bases juiced. White to third. Klopfenstein to second. Corbin on at first. And Evan Corbin, as the pitcher, will get a courtesy runner. Coming out to run for Roseburg is Riley Straw, the senior. And a timeout called, bound to the mound for Crater to talk things over here. The base is loaded, a 3-3 ball game. Action in the bullpen for the Comets. Roseburg Baseball brought to you by Flyaway Travel. You can contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg, or give them a call at 672-5701. Tonight's game also brought to you by the Smile Station, your destination for aesthetically crafted smiles. And by Tim's Appliance at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 0% financing always available. Don't forget, we've got Blazers basketball coming up when we wrap up tonight here with Roseburg baseball. Blazers taking on the Boston Celtics tonight. Former hometown kid Peyton Pritchard making his return with the Celtics. As a ball, oh, that is why you drop your bat when you're trying to get out of the way of a pitch. Sebastian Watson ducked out of the way but left the barrel of his bat up, and the baseball finds the barrel. Usually you're looking for the barrel to find the ball, but this time it was the other way around. Foul ball on that miraculous chance when the baseball actually finds the bat. Ground ball, third base side, misplayed there by Tibbles. A run will score. Roseburg takes a lead 4-3. Jordan White will score on a fielding error at third base.
Next batter, number 9, Dawson Gillespie.
That'll be just the second error of this ball game for Crater's defense. Jordan White scores. Still just one out, and now Dawson Gillespie batting. He takes a breaking ball low for ball one. Sebastian Watson at first. Courtesy runner, Riley Straw at second for Evan Corbin. And at third, Logan Klopfenstein. Roseburg up by one, looking for insurance as they get ready to head to the seventh. The 1-0 to Gillespie hits the outside corner for a strike. If Roseburg, well, now that they have the lead, if Roseburg can keep Crater off the board in the seventh inning, they are just 3 outs away from getting a victory. 1-1, ground ball, chopper towards third. Going to be another tough play, and the call is that ball went foul at the last second. Wisely played there by Tibbles to let that one go foul, touching it as soon as it crossed the painted line. Foul line so much easier to see on this new turf field. I'm excited about this season with Roseburg baseball, with the upcoming Legion season, to just see so many more games here. It's a beautiful ballpark. Disciplined at the plate for Dawson Gillespie, letting a breaking ball pitch go by outside. Didn't chase with 2 strikes against him. He's got the 2-2 count here. Base is loaded with just 1 away. Gillespie out in front. Chopper towards third, and again, Tibbles will let it go foul before he touches the baseball. And Tibbles out there, a junior, playing some pretty smart baseball at the hot corner. 2-2 count for him still. Shadows starting to creep out of the left field corner here as the sun's starting to set in the Umpqua Basin. Been a windy and blustery day, but plenty of beautiful sunshine as things going to continue heating up. I haven't even looked at what the temperature is going to be like on Saturday when we head to Medford. It's probably going to be a hot one. 2-2 pitch here for Hill. Breaking ball. And again, fouled off down that third base line. Gillespie so close to getting right on top of one. Trying to just square something up, but he's been a little early on all these pitches from Ryan Hill, the sophomore for Crater. 4-3 your score. Roseburg in front, bottom of the 6th. Bases loaded with 1 out. The 2-2 pitch to Gillespie. Bounces in, gets away, and coming in to score from third will be Klopfenstein. Everybody else moving up 90 feet as well. Took a little too long to figure out where that baseball escaped to there for Lundeen. And that allows everybody to move up 90 feet. A wild pitch. And Roseburg now on top, 5-3, getting a little bit of room to move. Full count pitch coming up as the defense will move in. With one out and runners at second and third, they move in to try and cut off a run at home. Line drive out towards center field, charging in. It is caught, tagging, heading for the plate. The throw is too long. In safely will come Riley Straw. The senior getting a chance to score as a courtesy runner for Evan Corbin. Up to third goes Sebastian Watson on the overthrow after tagging up himself. And that'll be a sac fly, RBI for Dawson Gillespie. And Roseburg putting up 3 runs here in this 6th inning, taking a 3-run lead. 6-3 your score. 2 outs, Dominic Tatone batting. He'll foul off a pitch. A man down at third base, Sebastian Watson. 2 down. Ryan Hill now on the hook for the loss with the runs coming in here in the 6th. And they pitch high for a 1-1 count. So looking at the future schedule, Medford on Saturday. Oh my goodness. This weekend Medford is getting close to 90 degrees in April. 88 on Saturday. 84 on Saturday. As the pitch gets away, coming in to score. Another run in for Roseburg, 7-3. Breaking ball scoots away, and the wild pitch adds another run for Roseburg. 2 balls and a strike for Dominic Tatone. Base is now empty for Roseburg's cleanup hitter. He is 1 for 3 on this afternoon. Or is that correct? He may actually be 2 for 3, and I may have missed a hit in there. Pitch is high. 3 balls and 1 strike. So a walk issue to Tatone. Gets on base for a 3rd time. Yeah, they got Tatone 2 for 3 in there, so I missed that one. Single for him there. So that changes some of my numbers. Visit out to the mound. We got a new man coming in for Crater here as I try to remember how to keep score for a baseball game. It's only been practically 2 years since Roseburg has had a baseball game. They bring a new man on the mound. The righty coming out. We'll tell you who it is when we come back after this call to the pen here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
The new man on the mound for the Crater Comets will be Cameron Johnson Painter, right-hander, a junior, will come in and take over for the Comets. Ryan Hill exits the game. Tough one for him. He goes an inning and a third, gave up 4 hits. Right now, he would be credited with 4 runs allowed, although there is a runner of his on base right now for Roseburg. 4 runs allowed, and he'd be on the line for the loss as the first pitch from Painter was high and inside to Garrett Zimet, and immediately taking off. Dominic Titone trying to catch Crater sleeping, steals a base, and he's into second, into scoring position. 1-0 count for Garrett Zimet, who's batting. He puts this in the air out towards right field. That one drifting into the bullpen for the Comets. Evens up the count at 1-1. Dominic Titone, the last batter to face off against Ryan Hill. He got that walk, now in scoring position on a steal. Zimet up to bat, first batter against the new hitter, or excuse me, the first batter against the new pitcher. And Roseburg, 8 hitters to the plate here in the 6th inning as they have built a 7-3 advantage over Crater in the bottom of the 6th. And Garrett Zimet's going to wear one. Hit by a pitch, he will head on down to first as the inning will continue for Roseburg. The 9th hitter to the plate in the 6th inning will be Knox Hubbard, batting for a 4th time here tonight.
Batter number 4, Knox Hubbard.
Hubbard looking for his first hit of this game. Painter fires his first pitch, a fastball in for a called strike. Runners at first and second with 2 down, bottom of the 6th. Hubbard in the air out towards left field. Schwab coming in, seems like he's got a read on it, and he will to finish things off. Final out made. Roseburg sends every guy to the plate here in the 6th inning. They add 4 runs and head to the top of the 7th inning, looking to polish off a sweep of the Crater Comets here tonight from Champion Car Wash Field. We'll be back with your 7th inning after this here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Contractors, formerly known as RE Noah, are the experts in industrial and commercial construction. With over 50 years of combined experience, Renco General Contractors is Douglas County's building leader when it comes to commercial construction. From turnkey construction from the ground up, tenant improvements to seismic upgrades, Renco is an authorized metal building dealer dedicated to providing our community the highest quality structures. They also specialize in steel fabrication and welding. Call Renco today. There's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco.
We head to the 7th inning. Roseburg looking to close out a sweep of the Crater Comets here to begin the 2021 high school baseball season. Joey Keyran with you. Want to let you know tonight's game brought to you by Current Orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile means confidence inside and out. You can give Dr. Peterson a call at 541-672-5721. And by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com. Damon Kindrike will stand in. First pitch swinging on the offering from Evan Corbin is fouled into the bullpen on the right field side. Visiting bullpen there. Evan Corbin he took over in the 2nd inning. He's trying to finish off this one. Be a nice victory for that young man. The righty on the 1-1 offering is inside for a 2-1 count. Kindrike is 0 for 2 in this game. Tried to hold up on the high heat, could not pull it back in time, and he's got himself with a 2-2 count. The 2-2 offering from Corbin is way high, and the count will go full. Full count pitch up in the air, slipping out of the batter's box, and it'll drop in right field. A leadoff single for Kindreich. Out into shallow right field, just a pop-up that had the second baseman, Sebastian Watson, twisting it and turning, and it had Garrett Zyman out there in right field trying to charge in to get to that one, and just that bloop single falls in for a base knock. If not for twisting and turning out of the box, Kindreich might have been able to get more. He will head to second and stop there after the first pitch, roped into right center by Lane Magerle.
My mistake, that was 11.
Magerle will pick up his second base hit of the game. He's 2 for 3. And Crater fighting their way back into this one. They're down by 4, 7-3 as we head to the 7th inning here. They get 2 runners on immediately. Game-tying run still in the on-deck circle. Cole Eldred will stand in. He is 0 for 2 in this ball game. First pitch, fastball inside for ball 1. Logan Klopfenstein was throwing in the bullpen earlier. Left-handed pitcher for Roseburg. I imagine he will serve as a bit of a closer role for Roseburg this year as a swing and a miss, waving at it, a 1-1 count now for Eldred. Pitch high, 2 balls and a strike now for the 9-hitter for Crater. Trying to finish out the sweep here for Roseburg. And, ooh, catches the inside corner. Looked like it was going to be too far inside based on the reaction from Eldred there. He was spinning out of the way. Catching the inside corner was Corbin. The 2-2 is high. Runners at first and second. Got to imagine if this does not go Roseburg's direction here, this could be the end of the line for Evan Corbin as they look to bring in maybe a new arm. That'd be my guess. Completely a guess at this situation. The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3, and a big punch out needed there for Evan Corbin. He gets Eldred to go down. Second strikeout of Eldred in the game, and for Evan Corbin, that's his 6th punch out of the evening. 1 down, and they'll leave him in for another batter as the top of the lineup will come up here for Crater. Runners at first and second. Jared Weber up to bat. He is 1 for 3, fouls off the first pitch. Corbin, if he can finish out the game, will pitch 5 2/3 innings. So they're going to bring in a pinch runner out at second base for the first baseman, Kindreich. Try and get you a read on the number out there at second. Ball popped in the air and backing out of play. Running is J.B. Quayles out at second base. That foul ball back behind home will make it an 0-2 count here for Jared Weber. Corbin looks to second, fires in, ground ball up the middle, could be a chance for 2. Gillespie to Watson, to Tone. He didn't stay on the bag, the throw just off the mark, and Roseburg will get 1 out of the 2 they needed there. Almost an game-ending double play. Up to third base goes
number 24,
the new runner, Quayles, the pinch runner there. Out at second base was Magerle. On at first is Weber with the fielder's choice. Lefty to bat is Brandon Tibbles, and he will foul tip into the glove for strike 1. Oh, so close to that game-ending double play. The 0-1 is low and outside for a 1-1 count. So you've got Quails at third, running for Kendrike. You've got Weber at first. With 2 down, ground ball, right side. Watson this time, he only has to underhand it to first for the final out, and Roseburg will sweep the Crater Comets to begin the 2021 high school baseball season. Here in the 7th inning, no runs on 2 hits. There were no Roseburg errors, and 2 men left on base for the Crater Comets. That'll wrap up this nightcap of tonight's game. We will do a quick post-game show and get you to Blazers basketball coming up here tonight as Roseburg gets the win. 7-3, your final score in Game 2 of our doubleheader on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse.
We welcome you back here to Champion Car Wash Field, where Roseburg tonight pulls off the doubleheader sweep against the visiting Crater Comets to go to 2-0 on the year, heading into a trip down to Medford to take on the Black Tornado. Joey Kieran here with you for a quick post-game show, and then we will get you to Blazers basketball. Want to remind you that Roseburg Baseball is brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by Dr. Alanson Randall, open and accepting new patients. Give them a call at 541-378-6694. Roseburg wins Game 2, 7-3 on top of Crater. Coming back, the scoring in this one, Crater took a 2-0 lead in the top of the second. Roseburg cut it in half with a run in the bottom of the second. Roseburg would get it 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th to take a 3-2 lead. Crater tied it up in the 6th, but Roseburg took a lead with 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, and then they blank Crater in the top of the 7th to hang on for the victory. 7-3, your final score. We'll get you all the numbers when we come back to wrap it up in your post-game show here on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil at regular price through the end of March and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and our 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change, get one free through the end of March at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube next to Champion Car Wash.
Back here at Champion Car Wash Field to do a quick recap of Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader, and then we're off to Blazers basketball coming up for you here on The Score. Joey Kieran with you. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and watching Roseburg baseball today on 541radio.com, presented by Renco General Contractors. Coming up, we'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game, so stick around for that here in just a second. Well, Roseburg wins 7-3 in the nightcap. 7 runs on 5 hits, 1 error for Roseburg, 3 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors for Crater in the loss. Roseburg goes to 2-0 on the year, Crater 0-2 as we make our way into this 2021 season. Getting the win will be Evan Corbin. He pitches 5 2/3, gave up 6 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 6 strikeouts for the sophomore. Taking the loss will be Ryan Hill, who goes 1 1/3 inning, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Coming on in relief of Caleb Randolph, who pitched a pretty strong game, 4 1/3 innings, gave up 1 hit, 3 runs, 5 walks, and 1 strikeout as the starter does not factor into the decision. Austin Takahashi does not factor into the decision today for Roseburg as well. He pitched an inning and a third to start, came out of the game with what appeared to be some discomfort with one of his legs. So we'll keep an eye on that one going forward. For Crater in tonight's matchup, they did rally together for 8 hits in this game. Jared Weber with a base knock in it. Brandon Tiblis with a hit. A double for Hunter Chubb. You've got a single for Trent Schwab in there that drove in a run. A double for Quay Lundeen that drove in a run. You had a fielder's choice that drove in a run for Damon Kindrake. He also had a single later in the game. Lane Magerly had 2 singles in the contest as well. On the other side for Roseburg, not a lot of hits to go around. Dominic Titone goes 2 for 3 in the game with 2 singles. He drove in a couple of runs, scored a run, did draw a walk, did strike out once. You've got a hit for Dawson Gillespie, for Jordan White, and for Logan Klopfenstein as well. Scoring twice, going 0 for 1 in the game, Evan Corbin. He drew 2 walks in the game that were big as well for Roseburg in this contest. All right, those are your numbers from tonight's game as Roseburg wins 7-3. It's time now here to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. Pizza the way it ought to be. That is Mountain Mike's in Roseburg. Tonight's Player of the Game for our second contest of the season is going to be Evan Corbin. Did a great job on the mound, coming in relief and pitching the rest of the way. 5 2/3 inning, 6 strikeouts and no walks. A really impressive number. Only allowed 1 run and gave up 6 hits. Not too shabby there, pitching out of a couple of troublesome spots, but a nice job all around. Plus, he gets on base twice and scores runs for Roseburg and their comeback attempt there. So Evan Corbin is tonight's player of the game for Roseburg. Again, the player of the game receives a gift certificate for Mountain Mike's Pizza here in Roseburg off of Harvard Avenue. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up here for us. We're going to try and get out of here quick so that we can get you to Blazers basketball. And for the most of that game just getting underway. They tipped off at 7 o'clock. Portland taking on the Boston Celtics. So we'll have that for you here in just a moment. As we get out of here, remind you that we will be hopefully, we need to confirm with North Medford, but plan on heading on down there to broadcast Roseburg versus North Medford doubleheader on Saturday. Stick around for that coming up on Saturday with first pitch of Game 1 starting at noon. And we'll have both games of the doubleheader streaming at 541radio.com and here on The Score as well. And then we will be back on the road down to Medford following that as Roseburg heads on down to South Medford coming up 1 week from today. That's a look at what's coming up here in the not-too-distant future for Roseburg baseball. Thanks again to Crater Comets for making the trip up here for today's contest. As always, say thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bolin, Head Coach Troy Thompson, the entire Roseburg baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball here on The Score. Thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio tonight for the radio production. And thanks to you, the fans, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because of course without you I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We now turn you to Blazers basketball. Coming up, it looks like we'll get you there just in time for this one to get underway. Blazers and the Celtics coming up right here on your home for Douglas County's home for sports. It is The Score 92.3